That's enough. We really don't intend wasting any more time, Delroy. Now, look, I'm not unreasonable. I'll settle for half share.
Now, look, Maine. I risked everything to get this gold. It's taken me months. Why should I share it with you?
Now, please, it's only a matter of time before we find out where it is. Now, let's have no more trouble. I don't like this sort of thing.
Maine, you listen to me. Doesn't matter what you do. I'm not going to tell you where it is.
Now, that's enough. You've hit him too hard. He's dead. She saw. She was here all the time. Who is she?
Every government has its Secret Service branch. America, it's CIA, France, Deuxième Bureau, England, MI5. A messy job? Well, that's when they usually call on me or someone like me. Oh, yes. My name is Drake. John Drake.
I was in Rome when I was summoned by the frightened executive of the bank. He was in no way distressed by the death of his president. Only unbalanced accounts could distress Mr. Finch. The man had ink in his veins.
Interesting, Mr. Finch, but I'm on holiday here. You're lucky to find me in Rome. You surely, just a moment, please. You surely didn't drag me all the way up here just to look into a murder, did you?
No, there's something much bigger involved.
All right, what is bigger than murder, Mr. Finch?
Delroy was directly responsible for a large reserve of gold being held in Rome as part of our NATO contribution. $5 million worth. That gold is now missing, Mr. Drake.
A respectable banker for 25 years, then he suddenly embezzles $5 million, and he never even had a chance to spend it, did he, Mr. Finch?
That gold must be recovered, Mr. Drake.
Wonder what made him do it. You know, that amount of gold, Mr. Finch, must weigh over a ton. How did he get it out?
Well, he was president of the bank. It's our guess that he took it over a period of time.
Over a period of time. Thank you, Mr. Finch. Very interesting. What's in here? The bedroom? Oh, is he married?
Yes, but his wife lives elsewhere. Now, this is Rome, Mr. Drake, not New England.
Well, that happens in New England, too, you know, Mr. Finch. Made by Scarlatti. You don't mind if I borrow these, do you, Mr. Finch? Pardon me.
Senor?
I'd like to speak to the proprietor, Scarlatti.
I'm Scarlatti.
Well, my name is Drake, John Drake.
Yes?
It's kind of personal.
Oh, excuse me, Senora Lydia.
Pardon me.
This way, Mr. Drake.
Thank you.
Well, now, what is it that's kind of personal, Mr. Drake?
These clothes were made here?
Yes?
I wonder if you could tell me who they were made for.
That may not be so easy.
Well, they all belong to the same woman. I'd be obliged if you could remember.
Just a moment. This green dress, the hemline was altered. Yes, I remember.
What was
the
her
girl.
name?
I'm afraid I don't remember.
But you must have it on record somewhere.
Just what is your interest in this woman?
Well, a good friend of hers has died. It's important that I contact her. Do you recall what she looks like?
Vaguely. She was blonde, rather pretty, with a good figure. Her measurements were...
About 110 pounds, figure 36, 24, 36.
Oh, you're very perceptive, Mr. Drake. Just a moment. Ah, yes. Lucio. Signorina Lucio.
Any address?
Via Chiavelli, 52.
Via Chiavelli, 52. Thank you.
Will you be staying long in Rome, Mr. Drake?
Oh, that depends on how long it takes me to find this lady.
Well, may I wish you the best of luck?
You may.
Signor, number 52, Via Civelli.
But it's not built yet.
Still number 52.
Well, we can't wait for it to be finished, can we? Let's go back. Shall we? Good morning. I'd like to see Mrs. Delroy. My name is Drake.
Oh, Mrs. Delroy is resting.
Well, this is rather important.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who is it, Maria?
There is a gentleman named Drake, Senora.
Show him in.
Thank you.
Mr. Drake, Senora.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Drake. You have a first name?
John. John Drake.
Fine, John. Make yourself comfortable. It would be simpler if you sat here.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
It's about your husband, Mrs. Delroy.
Stella.
Huh?
Stella. You have blue eyes. Clear blue eyes.
It's to do with his death, Mrs. Delroy.
And you're expecting to find a grief-stricken widow, hmm?
It wouldn't have surprised me.
Frank and I haven't meant anything to each other for years. We just kept up a pretense for his sake, mainly. He was a banker. It's a respectable profession. Now he's dead. I'm not glad, I'm not sorry. I'm just completely unmoved. You understand? Let's have a drink.
Just how moved or unmoved you are by your husband's death, Mrs. Delroy, is entirely your business. My main concern is to find the gold that he stole.
Gold? Are you suggesting Frank stole gold?
Your husband was entrusted with $5 million worth of bullion. Now it is missing.
Oh, this is ridiculous. You're joking.
He was planning to leave the country when he was murdered.
But why?
We can only guess.
Oh, this is surprising. Come sit down. Tell me more. Obviously, Frank had qualities I never knew about. Look, I'll make a deal with you. Have a drink with me, and then I'll help you all I can.
Did you ever see this dress before, Mrs. Delroy? Or this one?
Oh, should I?
Or this? Well, they were all made by Scarlatti.
Oh, that explains it. That's that second-rate little shop on the Condotti?
Well, the cut and material are expensive.
Not quite my style.
Oh, maybe not. Do any of your friends use Scarlatti's shop, Mrs. Delroy?
Now, why bring my friends into this?
Well, your husband was murdered in an apartment on the other side of Rome, Mrs.
So?
Delroy. There was evidence that he was sharing that apartment with a woman.
Oh, you do surprise me, John. Never knew Frank had that much initiative.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Delroy. I thought perhaps that you might know the woman, that she might be an acquaintance of yours, or a friend, perhaps?
A friend? Really, with Frank?
Thank you, Mrs. Delroy.
Oh, you're not leaving. Look, we made a deal. You were going to have a drink with me.
You made the deal, Mrs. Delroy. I'm obliged. Thank you. Good morning.
Oh, thanks for calling. Anything you want, just drop in. Come in.
I was told you might be... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm intruding.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Drake. Come in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lydia.
Miss Scarlatti, that address you gave me in the Via Civelli?
Yes.
I went there. It, isn't built yet.
Isn't built yet? But I don't understand.
Are you sure you gave me the right address?
Well, I think so. We can soon check. Let's have a look. Yes.
Via Civelli 52. She probably gave a false name, too.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. After you'd gone, I started thinking about her. There was always something strange about her.
Oh, in what way?
Oh, little things. She always paid by cash, never checked, no matter how large the amount. She never had her orders delivered, always picked up by messenger.
Well, I can think of reasons for that.
She often arrived with a man, but he never once came into the shop.
What did he look like?
Oh, I couldn't be certain. He always sat out in the car. Middle-aged, not unattractive.
That him?
Yes, that could be him.
Mr. Drake, if I were you, I wouldn't bother to try and find this girl. I don't think she was very nice. I never trusted her. She was hard. She gave a false address. Everything about her was false. Who knows where she'll be now?
So she was not a nice girl.
I don't think so.
Well, thanks for the warning. Bye, Miss Carlotti.
Senor?
Oh, a moment, please. I wonder, could you tell me, do you know this man? He used to live in an apartment across the street.
Oh, yes. This gentleman had come here several times.
With a lady?
But of course, always with that same lady.
What was she like?
Oh, we are very fond of her. She's so kind, so gay, she makes us laugh.
Are you sure we're speaking about the same person?
Oh, yes, this lady, she come in here with that gentleman, the American.
What did she look like?
Oh, she's very nice.
Blonde, of course.
Of course not. She's dark. She's a true Roman.
She was dark. Oh, and her eyes?
Oh, her eyes. They are so kind. Very kind.
Okay. Excuse, Signor. Would you permit me to make a sketch of you? It will only take a few moments. An excellent likeness.
Oh, thank you.
For you, a special offer, Signor. Only 500 lira.
Look, I've already told you. Oh, just a minute.
For 1,000 lira, Signor, I do the sketch in color.
In color, oh.
You have a fine head, Signor.
Now, tell me, how often do you work in this restaurant?
Oh, 2, 3 times a week. I think we do it in profile.
Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's not my picture I want. Tell me, do you know this man?
Yes, Signor. He comes here very often.
Uh-huh. Was he with anyone?
But of course, Signor, always with a young lady of exquisite features, very charming.
Do you know her name?
No, Signor.
Oh, well, perhaps you sketched her.
Better than that, Signor. She sketched me. Just a sort of joke, you see. The lady, she takes my pad and makes a sketch of me. Very good, eh?
Oh, it's very good indeed. Yeah, I seem to recognize the style, and it's signed with a G. Do you mind if I have this?
Oh, Signor, it's of great sentimental value to me. But for you, my heart is large. I like you. It is yours, Signor. A gift.
I'm obliged. Thank you. There you are. Look at it. Same artist, same style, and the G in the corner. Identical.
Looks like you could be right, Drake.
Oh, it was painted by his girlfriend, all right. Excuse me.
His girlfriend. I wonder why she's never shown up.
Could be a dozen reasons.
Of course, she could be dead.
Whatever's happened to her, we've got to find her. Someone must know who painted this picture.
His wife?
I'll check. She's not very cooperative, but I'll do what I can. Oh, Mrs. Delroy.
Mr. Drake, come in.
Just passing, I thought I might take you up on that drink.
Tony Maine, John Drake.
Hello. I'll get you that drink.
How do you do?
Neat.
Whoa, that could be too strong for Mr. Drake.
They never demoralized anyone.
Thank you.
Me too. Oh, what's this?
Oh, it's just a little picture I bought myself. Do you like it?
If you like that sort of thing.
Why, what's the matter with it?
Oh, it's pretty pretty. Mr. Drake is looking into Frank's death.
Is that so? Having any luck?
Well, it certainly seems to interest Mr. Maine. Do you know the artist?
No, but I know the picture.
You do?
Well, one very much like it. Frank used to keep one in his study here. You remember, Stella?
Oh, yeah, it was something like that. I didn't like it. I wouldn't have it in the apartment.
I'm sorry you feel like that about it. I like it.
Another drink, Mr. Drake.
No, thank you. Oh, it's a pity. I still like it. Goodbye, Mrs. Delroy. Goodbye, Mr. Maine.
Well, call again. I always enjoy your visits. What was all that about? That picture was never in Frank's study.
Drake never bought it either. He got it from Frank's other apartment. That's where I saw it.
The last time he came here, he questioned me about dresses.
It all adds up. He's looking for Frank's girlfriend.
Good evening, Miss Scarlotti.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Drake. I was just leaving.
I'm sorry, but I need some more advice.
Well, then, you'd better come in. Would you like a drink?
Oh, that'd be nice. Thank you very much.
Well, Mr. Drake, what luck have you had? Have you found her?
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, maybe that's good luck, eh?
But I found out a good deal about her, but it's almost confusing.
Why is that?
Well, her coloring, for a start. You know, you told me she was blonde. Everybody else I speak to says she's dark.
Dark? But, well, of course, I couldn't be certain. It's been some time since I saw her. Oh, Mr. Drake, you know what girls are. One day we're blonde, the next day we're brunette.
Yeah, that's true. But there's an even bigger problem, you know, because everybody who knows her likes her. When you speak about her, people light up. They warm. They like to talk about her. She was kind, amusing, charming, feminine. Well, it's almost confusing.
You speak as though you knew her.
I'm beginning to.
You should tread warily, Mr. Drake.
Don't you think you're just a little bit prejudiced against her, Miss Scarlatti?
Don't you think perhaps you are falling in love with her, Mr. Drake?
All things are possible. There's the bell tower.
Oh, there are many such towers.
But the peak here is quite distinctive.
Now, pilotage charts might help with that.
That's rather what I hope. Now, there's one other thing, the boat. It looks like a ferry of some kind.
Yeah, not unlike the ferry to Ischia. We can check.
All right. Oh, coastline's too high.
Of course, you know, you may be wrong, Mr. Drake. This may not be a ferry at all. Polychintra. Yeah, a regular ferry. And the peak, the tower.
And the coastline.
Good day, Signor.
Good day.
Forgive me, I'm lost. I wonder, could you help me? Which is the road to Adrio?
Of course. Straight up the valley. Yes, you see the river there? The road. Straight up the valley. See? There.
All right, thank you very much, Signor. Thank you. It's a beautiful day.
Oh, yes. We have many such here.
How peaceful it is. I suppose you get crowded out with visitors down here?
No, not many. It is very quiet and too far from the city.
I envy you living in such a place.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Signors.
Thank you, Signor.
I've been here before.
When, Signor?
Well, I don't know, but I know the view, the tower over there, the group of houses, the mountain.
I've lived here all my life. I do not remember you.
It's extraordinary. I've got it. I've seen it in the picture.
Oh, yes, that's possible. My mistress, she's painted it many times.
What a coincidence.
Oh, yes. It is a small world.
And the painter, she lives here?
Yes, part of the time, but part of the time in Rome. I'm waiting for her now.
You know, I think I can even remember the initial on that painting. Let's see if I'm right
Yeah.
now. It was it a G?
Yes, that is, oh, yes, that is our Gina.
Very well. How very fortunate. I wonder, do you think she'd object if I were to stay here and meet her? I'd be very honored.
But of course. Please, will you sit down?
Oh, that's very kind of you,
And
Signora. Thank
help yourself.
you. Please, I don't want to intrude
Well,
in
it
any
is
way.
quite all right. You will not keep me from my work, if you will excuse me.
Thank you very much indeed. You're very kind.
from Gina Scarlatti.
Oh, Signorina, it's so good to see you home. You're early, but that is good too.
Anna, please go down to the village for me. I've forgotten the bread.
But I'm not finished.
Anna, please.
But of course.
Well, you're a clever girl, Gina.
I came here to be alone. Please go away.
A little business first.
What do you mean?
There's a nice, quiet place to hide it, wasn't it, Gina? Now, come on now, the gold, I want it.
Gold? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
you disappoint me, Gina. The gold that your friend Delroy stole from the bank. I want to know where it is.
Perhaps I'm not as clever as you think I am.
That remains to be seen. Now, where did he hide it, Gina?
You may have a problem, Mr. Drake, but so have I. I was going to marry Frank Delroy. Now he's dead. I can't help you any further. I know nothing about any gold.
Why are you running away?
I'm frightened of the men who killed Frank.
Why?
I was there when it happened in the next room. I saw them.
Then why didn't you go to the police?
They know I saw them. They know I can identify them. I'm terrified they'll find me, so I have to disappear completely. That's why I came here.
I see. And you didn't know that Mr. Delroy had embezzled $5 million?
Please believe me. I only knew we were to be married, that I loved him, that I was very happy.
Thank you. For there remains the problem of the gold. It must be here.
How can it be?
Oh, forgive me. It's the logical place.
Do you mind if I look? I'm obliged.
Mr. Drake.
Yes.
There is one possible place.
Where's that?
Well, a wooden crate. Frank said it was full of old books, but it's very heavy.
Oh, where is it?
In here.
Thank you. Is that it?
Yes.
Is that the man?
That's the man who killed Frank.
Come in, Mrs. Delroy, Mr. Maine. This is Miss Scarlatti. Take a good look, Gina. You sure that's the man?
Yes.
Yes, you've seen me before. All right, Drake, where is it?
Where's what, Mr. Maine?
All right, Migo.
Ah.
I think you'd better tell them.
I asked you a question.
It's in here. It's all right, Mrs. Delroy. He'll live. But he needs a doctor.
He was going to kill you.
Thank you. Now you had to do it. He's going to live. From now on. So are you.